Hello, welcome to CGTN. Live from Beijing, I'm Pan Deng. This is our special coverage on the National Awards ceremony here in Beijing, as the People's Republic of China is to celebrate its 75th anniversary. President Xi Jinping will bestow honors on 15 individuals for their valuable contributions to the country. Xi Jinping, who's also General Secretary of the Communist Party of China Central Committee and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, will deliver a speech. The three awards are the Medal of the Republic, the Friendship Medal, and national honorary titles. CGTN will bring you live coverage of the event. Joining me in the studio are our guests, Professor Zhong Gong from the University of International Business and Economics, and Mr. Wang Xingsong, Associate Professor at the School of Government at Beijing Normal University. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. Now, as the ceremony is about to start, let's check with our reporter Sun Ye, following this very closely in the Chinese capital. Hello, Sun Ye. It's an important day to award 15 individuals for their great contributions to the country. Now, give us a run-through of the day's events.
Good morning, Pandon. Now, we are a few kilometers away from the Tiananmen Square, but we can assure you that the center of Beijing is all decked up. Now, this morning, Chinese President Xi Jinping is awarding national medals and honorary titles to people who contributed in the country in a grand ceremony at the Great Hall of the People. The president will be making a speech, and the ceremony is starting, as you said, at 10 o'clock. Now, the last time we've seen a ceremony of this kind that was 5 years ago, and to the day. And if what happens today still goes with tradition, we will first be seeing a motorcade on the Chang'an Avenue that would shuttle the honorees to the Great Hall of the People. And before the honorees arrive and enter the Great Hall of the People, celebration would have begun by then, as these people would first see crowds, including students, waiting and cheering for them when they disembark from their cars. Now, the ceremony itself expected to take place at the famous and grand Golden Hall inside the Great Hall of the People, perhaps among the best and most fitting places to receive the highest honors there are. The honors include the Medal of Republic, the Friendship Medal, and the national honorary titles. We expect some of the honorees will be giving their most heartfelt speeches there, reflecting on their life's work after receiving their honors. And we will, as we said, hear from the president this morning. Pandong.
Well, Sun Ye, tell us what those honors mean and their importance.
Well, earlier this month, Chinese President Xi Jinping has signed a presidential order to award national medals and national honorary titles to 15 people on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. And my colleagues have put together the next segment to help us better understand their contribution to the country. Take a look.
On September the 13th, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress adopted a decision to confer the honors of the Medal of the Republic, the Friendship Medal, and national honorary titles. The Medal of the Republic honors outstanding individuals who have made great contributions to the building of socialism with Chinese characteristics and defending the country. The four recipients are Wang Yongzhi, the late missile and rocket expert and a pioneer of China's manned space program; Wang Zhenyi, a renowned medical scientist known for breakthroughs in leukemia treatment; Li Zhensheng, a wheat breeding and agricultural strategy expert; and Huang Zongde, a veteran war hero. The Friendship Medal, the highest state honor for foreigners, is presented to those who have made outstanding contributions to China's modernization drive, promoted exchanges and cooperation between China and the world, and safeguarded world peace. Dilma Rousseff, president of the New Development Bank and former Brazilian president, was awarded the Friendship Medal. The final awards are the national honorary titles. They're granted to 10 individuals who have made great contributions in their fields. The titles include People's Scientist, People's Guard, People's Artist, People's Craftsman, People's Educator, People's Health Worker, Outstanding Contributor to Economic Research, and Outstanding Contributor to Sports.
Now, Panda, I think you have a chance to see that those medals carry profound meanings. For example, the Medal of Republic has illustrations of China's national emblem, a 5-pointed star, the Yellow River, Yangtze River, mountain, and orchid flowers. And the Friendship Medal given to foreigners has illustrations of a dove, the earth, a handshake, and lotus flowers. And the Medal for National Honorary Titles has illustrations of the 5-pointed stars, the Tiananmen rostrum, peony flowers, flags, and light rays. And then
Thank you very much, our reporter Sun Ye in Beijing. Now, for more insight into the occasion, let's talk to our studio guests. Gentlemen, the awarding ceremony comes as China is about to mark its 75th anniversary of founding of the People's Republic. So timing tells a lot. Professor Wang, what's your reading into the timing this time?
Yeah, like you said, the timing is very significant because this is a perfect time to for the entire nation to think about the accomplishments of our nation, but also the individuals, the public, and the people who are behind all these accomplishments that we have achieved so far. So today is a great day to celebrate the accomplishments by 15 individuals who have shown their outstanding contributions to the national development, including both Chinese and foreigner, who have all made their efforts to make sure that they are part of the national development of China, but also they have added a lot of value to it.
What's your take on this, Professor Gong?
Well, I think this is based on a piece of legislation from the People's Congress. This underlines how important it is. And I think, on this, near this day, the national holiday, the People's Republic's 71st anniversary, we honor these people, honor their accomplishments, as well as actually their dedications to this country. If you look at the 4 medals of the Republic, I think 3 medals are very much tied to their scientific achievement, and 1 medal, of course, is tied to this person's outstanding dedication to the country. Through his many years, many decades of service in the army. So I think all these people are highly respected people, and we should never forget the contributions of these truly heroes of our time. And I think that President Xi personally delivered a speech and confer these medals to them, underlines how important they are to our country, and also how important this event is to our country.
Now, let's take a closer look at the makeup of the awards. 4 Chinese individuals will be receiving the Medal of the Republic. 1 foreigner, Ms. Dilma Rousseff, will receive the Friendship Medal, and 10 Chinese will be awarded with national honorary titles. So, what values do these awards convey, Professor Wang?
Well, these carry the highest values in the sense that if we look at the honorary system, medal and honorary system of China, it's a complex system that exists at every layer of the administration and in different sectors, including military, enterprises, bureaucracy, and grassroots, and so on and so forth. So there are a big number of other honorary titles, but these medals of the Republic and also the national honorary titles are no doubt the highest, carry the highest values. They also recognize the outstanding dedication by all these individuals. So like Professor Gong mentioned, they come from different sectors and different areas, regions of China. Some of them are scientists who have dedicated their entire career in scientific discovery that oftentimes turns into technologies that are applied to national development in China that adds value to Chinese modernization. Some of others are grassroots heroes, who have dedicated their entire life serving people around their neighborhood. So these are really heroes that are worth celebrating.
Professor Gung, both of you gentlemen actually mentioned this is a great honor to those 15 individuals, but let's remember this is, as Professor Wang just mentioned, these awards carry heavy values for the whole nation. Now, in this context, what's your reading into the significance of these awards going beyond individual honors, Professor Gung?
Yeah, well, I think there's no doubt about the fact that they represent the highest honor in this country. There's no doubt in my mind that's the case. And if you look at the accomplishments, I think it really boils down to the outstanding contributions and the difference they make. The first person, Wang Yongzhi, right? I mean, you look at his achievement. He's making these, great contributions to China's strategic defense. The missile program, the manned space program. I mean, these are high-tech stuff and extremely important strategic things that are important to China. And he is, one of the most important people, I guess, in making that happen. So I think, from that regard, I think their contributions is really measured in terms of their, the breakthrough in the technologies they're working on, the big impact they make on this country. I think that's where these medals are coming from, and I think they, each one of them are fully qualified, entitled to this name, the Medal of the Republic. Congratulations to them. But unfortunately, Mr. Wang has already passed away just a few months ago. But we still honor and remember and memorialize his contribution. So I think it's a great thing to see that we still confer this great honor to him, even though he has passed away. I'm pretty sure he's looking at this in contented heaven.
So people of China remember not only because of their contributions to the country, but also they serve as an inspiration to generations to come in this nation. Well, gentlemen, we'll be getting back to you on this. Now, let's get to know these 15 honorary recipients better.
The recipients of China's highest honors come from all walks of life. The Medal of the Republic is given to prominent figures who have helped build and defend the state. Some have greatly contributed to China's space explorations and national defense, while others have devoted themselves to medical science and agricultural development. This year's recipients include a pioneer of China's manned journey to space, a leading expert in leukemia treatment, a wheat breeding expert, and a war veteran who defended the country in numerous battles. The Friendship Medal is China's highest honor for foreign nationals. This year, the Friendship Medal will be awarded to Dilma Rousseff, president of the New Development Bank and former Brazilian president. National honorary titles are conferred upon prominent figures who have achieved great success in their fields. Some of the award recipients have contributed significantly to China's scientific and technological development. Also on the honorary list is a Tajik veteran border patrolman in northwest China's Xinjiang. An outstanding actress has gained national recognition for her artistic portrayal of iconic female characters in early Chinese cinema. And an accomplished technician won his title for the advancements in container handling technology. 2 more award recipients have been honored for their significant outcomes in legal and geophysical studies. A Chinese doctor is awarded for her unwavering commitment to improving healthcare in China's less developed regions. The country has also given recognition to outstanding contributors in market economy research and sports. China believes honoring such individuals will help build a stronger sense of national identity and inspire its people to continue striving for growth. These awards are also a way to demonstrate the country's will to safeguard peace and progress in the world. Wang Haiyang, CGTN.
Well, Professor Wang, earlier we were talking about the significance and values that going beyond individual honors. How important are these awards in the context of the governance of a nation and nurturing the pride of a nation?
Right. I'd like to follow up on your point about that this is not just a time to celebrate the accomplishments and contributions by these 15 individuals, but also a celebration of tremendous efforts and work by people around them, including, first of all, their family members who must have sacrificed a lot because of the time dedicated by these heroes to their own work, but also the staff and the administrators and local governments, national governments, who have all contributed a great deal to make sure that these individuals are able to have the work conditions, are able to have the funding resources, and so on and so forth, in order to make these achievements available. So with all that efforts added together, then we are seeing that, you know, after so many decades, they have made many contributions to the national development.
Yeah, Professor Gong, as earlier you just mentioned, many of these recipients' works are not exactly known to common public like us, but now, as Professor Wang just mentioned, it carries great value to let the people of China know that these people are actually working in their professional circles and making great contributions to the nation and to the people, and their achievements actually have been changing or affecting our daily lives in and out. For example, this economist, I believe, you know his name, but his name may be well known in professional circle, not exactly known to the public. Tell us more about the significance of an economist being among these recipients.
Yeah, well, you know, and my understanding of his accomplishments actually lied with quite early years of the reform and open door era. I mean, he's very instrumental in championing and also advocating the reform in the pricing system. I mean, I guess the young people these days don't know much about that part of history. During those days, our country was transitioning from a Soviet-style planned economy to a market-oriented economy, socialist market economy. And there were a lot of reforms being introduced at that time. And you know, one of the biggest reforms he had participated and actually played a leading role, in my view, is respect to the pricing system reform. You know, in those days, all prices, practically everything, is determined by the state, and later on, you know, was open to the market, and you know, we have a market pricing discovery mechanism going on these days. So it looks like an easy thing today, but back then, in early 1980s, and it was a tremendous achievement in my view. So I think you know, we shouldn't forget about that history, that part of history, and recognize the great contributions he has made. So I think, you know, even within the economist circle, he's highly respected. Even though, you know, he's quite old, he's not doing research anymore, but still, you know, he commands tremendous respect from the economist community. Another thing I want to mention is that you know, most of the people being honored today are mostly actually, I think, are working for the state sector, for research organizations, for state enterprises, for the army, for the defense organizations. So these people are usually not so much, as you said, are not so much well known outside their circle, are not publicized a lot. But I think you know, the fact that they make tremendous contributions to our country really earns them the respect from the country, as well as actually the need, in my view, to be more recognized by the public.
They don't do it for fame. They just
exactly
do it from their true dedication to this country.
Yeah,
well, gentlemen, we'll be getting back to you on this. You're watching CGTN. Stay with us.
75 years since its founding, the People's Republic of China has transformed itself from backwater to an economic powerhouse. The country now embarks on a new journey as it navigates a complex global landscape, shifts to high-quality development, and advances modernization through deeper reforms and a revolutionary innovation. Join CGTN as we chronicle China's milestones from more than 7.5 decades of growth and transformation. Our special report, New China, 75 years on, only on CGTN.
You're watching CGTN. This is our special coverage on the National Awards ceremony here in Beijing, as the People's Republic of China is to celebrate its 75th anniversary of founding on October the 1st. President Xi Jinping will accord the highest honors on 15 Chinese and foreign individuals for their contributions to the country. Now let's take a closer look at these medals and honors. The late Wang Yongzhi has been awarded the Medal of the Republic for his contributions as the chief architect of China's manned space program. His greatest achievements include developing missiles, launching satellites, and sending taikonauts into space while building China's space station. Wang's pioneering spirit turned each monumental task into milestones of national pride. He passed away at the age of 92 this June, but his legacy continues to shine. Wei Tong has the story.
Wang Yongzhi was born in 1932 to a poor farming family in northeastern China's Liaoning province. The war to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea made him realize the need for national defense. Driven by a deep sense of duty, he pursued studies in aircraft and missile design, dedicating 30 years to developing 6 missile models and 4 rocket models. In 1992, China initiated its manned spacecraft program. Wang Yongzhi took on the role of chief designer despite reaching the retirement age of 60. Wang set his sights on the world's most advanced spacecraft, eager to catch up with other leading nations in spaceflight at that time.
虽然我们起步很晚，我们要高起点，就和他。
Though we started late, we aimed high, determined to match the top and close the 40-year gap through innovation and leapfrog development. The top priority of the manned space program is taikonaut safety. As chief designer, Wang Yongzhi was responsible for major decisions and system oversight. He implemented a strict zero policy to eliminate risks at the source, ensuring no hidden issues would go into space. On October 15, 2003, through the collective efforts of Wang Yongzhi and the entire space team, China's taikonaut took its first step into space.
向世界各国人民问好，向在太空工作的同行们问好。
多少年的努力啊，就一个目标。
After years of work toward a single goal, safely sending a Chinese astronaut to space and back, seeing young Li Wei return healthy was a moment of triumph. Our dream of spaceflight had come true. Over 32 years since the start of China's manned space program, 22 Chinese astronauts have ventured into the vast cosmos, thanks to unsung heroes like Wang Yongzhi. Wang's legacy transformed China into a global space power. His leadership and dedication turned ambitious dreams into reality, with each mission reflecting his commitment. As China continues its journey into space, Wang's pioneering spirit remains a guiding light, inspiring future generations to reach for the stars.
Now, Professor Wang, what's your reading into Mr. Wang Yongzhi's work, its significance on China, especially from the strategic level and from maybe micro level? How does it influence or affect our daily lives?
Yeah, it affects our daily lives in the sense that national security is extremely closely related to our daily life, and we live in a peaceful time. As if there is no aggression, there is no destabilizing factors in the international arena, which in fact is not true. And we are living in a peaceful daily life simply because we have National Guards and we have an entire system that defends our nation, which includes the military scientists like Mr. Wang, who has done a lot of very valuable research in terms of missile system and also the manned space program. So these are very critical breakthroughs that feature one important component in Chinese scientific and technological development, which is self-sufficiency. I think on both of these programs, you know, there could be opportunities of international collaboration, but we tried, that didn't work out. But actually, only self-sufficiency can make us be self-reliant.
And he was among the first generations to earn us that self-sufficiency. Well, gentlemen, let's learn more about other recipients. The Medal of the Republic has also been awarded to geneticist Li Zhengsheng. With a career spanning over 70 years, Li has been instrumental in advancing agricultural science, promoting new wheat varieties and increasing yields to ensure the nation's food security. Hona tells us the story of his first success, the disease-resistant and high-yield Xiaoyan wheat varieties.
In the 1950s, China's farmers struggled with stripe rust, a fungal disease that affects wheat. Between 1950 and 1951 alone, the disease cut the country's wheat production by 6 billion kilograms. Agricultural scientists found it extremely difficult to tackle the problem because the speed of the bacteria's mutation outran the speed of breeding. Looking for a solution, Li Zhengsheng began work to create a hybrid of wheat and forage grass, knowing the latter is very resistant to disease.
你看，青枝绿叶，你看，什么病都没有，所以我就有一个想法呢，产生。 把这个抗病基因转移到小麦里边来，这就是最初为什么要做草和麦子的杂交的起因。
After several years of breeding experiments, Li failed to produce a successful wheat crop. The hybrids has more similarity to grass than wheat. Success came to him by chance. In 1964, extreme climatic conditions caused over 1,000 experimental plants in the field to dry up. Only one hybrid survived. With this survivor, Li cultivated the fine wheat strain Xiaoyan 6 in 1979. It is resistant against drought, heat, and disease. The Xiaoyan series greatly boosted the country's crop production over the following years.
Li Zhengsheng is also an agricultural strategy expert. In the 2010s, he greatly promoted China's grain production again by reclaiming saline soils in eastern China after breeding salt-tolerant wheat varieties. Now, Professor Gong, how much is this an inspiration to common people like us in China?
Well, this is actually a great contribution in my view. I mean, increasing crop yield and also developing breeds that are disease resistant. It's actually, in my view, it's more important to the human development. I mean, if you look at China's history, we've been always struggling with, feeding ourselves, being reliant on food that we can produce. You look at the Chinese history, there are many times of famine and, steadily the crop yield has been increasing to stage that what he's been developed so far, and I think it's extremely important. It achieves our goal of food security. This is the number one thing that for human existence. So I think this
feed the population.
Exactly, feed the population. I mean, we have a 1/5 of the world's
gentlemen,
population.
let's cross live to Beijing. You're now watching the live footage from Tiananmen Square. This is the Great Hall of the People, where the awarding ceremony of national honours will be taking place. And the 3 types of honours to be accorded on this Sunday are the Medal of the Republic, the Friendship Medal, and medals of national honorary titles. The medals and honorary titles are usually awarded every 5 years. This is live footage from the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing, where this grand ceremony is about to take place. You can see young children waiting for the recipients of these national honours to arrive at the Great Hall of the People, and honour guards are also standing by. This is indeed a solemn moment, not only for these kids at the scene, but also an inspiration to all the people in China. As we just mentioned, this will be a grand and solemn event, and a national inspiration, and honour guards are standing by for the arrival of the recipients of The three types of honors, as we just mentioned, they are the Medal of the Republic, the Friendship Medal, and medals of national honorary titles. And the Medal of the Republic honors outstanding individuals who have made great contributions to building of socialism with Chinese characteristics and defending the country. And Friendship Medal, the highest state honor for foreigners, is presented to those who have made outstanding contributions to China's modernization drive, promoted exchanges and cooperation between China and the world, and safeguard world peace. Now, this is the Great Hall of the People, where the awarding ceremony will be taking place at 10 o'clock in the morning, Beijing time. And the national honorary titles are granted to individuals who have made great contributions in their fields. The titles include People's Scientist, People's Guard, People's Artist, People's Craftsman, People's Educator, People's Health Worker, Outstanding Contributor to Economic Research, and Outstanding Contributor to Sports. Now you're watching live footage from the Great Hall of the People, where the awardees will be arriving at the East Gate. And as we just saw, a group of children are about to welcome those awardees, and honor guards are also standing by. The Great Hall of the People is situated on the west of Tiananmen Square, opposite the Museum of Chinese Revolution and the Museum of Chinese History. Now, you're watching live footage from Chang'an Avenue. The awardees are now heading to the Great Hall of the People for the grand ceremony. The recipients and their families have been billeted at the historic Jingxi Hotel on West Chang'an Avenue, so they're now traveling toward east to the Tiananmen Square, where the Great Hall of the People is located. And Ms. Dilma Rousseff, the sole foreign recipient of the Friendship Medal, is departing from Diaoyutai State Guest House. It's also on the west side of Beijing, so she's also traveling towards east to the Great Hall of the People to attend this awarding ceremony together with those Chinese recipients. You're watching live footage from Chang'an Avenue. The awardees of China's national honors are now going to the Great Hall of the People for the awarding ceremony. This is live footage from Chang'an Avenue, West Chang'an Avenue. This is Mr. Huang Zongde. He's a veteran war hero. He joined the military at the age of 70. And now these are the recipients of national honorary titles. They work in various fields of professions and made their contributions to the country and its people in their decades of dedication. Some of them are scientists, some of them are engineers, and one of them is a famous actress, work in the arts and film sector, and also a veteran border patrolman of the Tajik ethnic group in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Also, an influential economist is among the recipients at this time. He made significant contributions to market economy research, especially at the starting days of China's reform and opening up, and also a prominent jurist and legal educator whose research has laid a theoretical foundation and a structural framework for China's legal field, as we've seen today. And also a much celebrated table tennis player, Mr. Zhang Xieling, is also among the recipients. He's also a famous coach. He helped the China win the men's team championship at 1963 World Table Tennis Championships and secured China's first men's doubles and mixed doubles world titles. Now, you're watching live footage from West Chang'an Avenue. The recipients of China's national honors are heading to the Great Hall of the People. Actually, on the right side of your screen, you can see a convoy just joined this earlier convoy departing from Jingxi Hotel. That's Ms. Dilma Rousseff's convoy. She's now joining other recipients. Now they're heading to the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing. All these recipients are now heading to the Great Hall of the People. This is still on West Chang'an Avenue, and they are going towards east to central Beijing. This is Mr. Huang Zhongde, as we just mentioned. He's a veteran war hero. And this is Ms. Dilma Rousseff, now the president of the New Development Bank and the former president of Brazil. They're now traveling on West Chang'an Avenue. Just give you more background, more career introduction on Ms. Dilma Rousseff. She's been awarded the Friendship Medal this time. Rousseff became the first female president of Brazil in 2011. She was elected president of the New Development Bank in 2023. And the Friendship Medal is the highest state honor for foreigners. It's presented to those who have made outstanding contributions to China's modernization drive, promoting exchanges and cooperation between China and the world, and safeguarding world peace. And as a president of Brazil, Rousseff maintained close ties with China since taking the helm of the New Development Bank. She has promoted exchanges and cooperation among China, Brazil, and other BRICS nations. Now, the convoy has entered the second ring road in Beijing. They're getting closer and closer to the Great Hall of the People. Mr. Wang Zhongde again. Now, for more insights, let's talk to our studio guest, Mr. Wang. What do you make of the importance of the Friendship Medal, which is awarded to foreign nationals, as we just seen here? This time, it's for Ms. Dilma Rousseff.
Yeah, the Friendship Medal is honored to foreign individuals who have made outstanding dedication to China's development. And in this particular case, Madame Rousseff helped founded the New Development Bank, which is affiliated with the BRICS community. And she also personally shared a lot of values with Chinese modernization, including the emphasis on finding each country's unique pathway to modernization. I think she emphasized this point at different occasions. So she shared the Chinese modernization value. She also started to preside the New Development Bank since 2023. And the New Development Bank is issuing funding to important infrastructure projects to the BRICS countries. So under her leadership, she is also making contribution not only to China's development, but also to other developing world.
Professor Gong, as these recipients are heading to the Great Hall of the People, you can see that many young children are waiting for them. How important are ceremonies and events like this serve as an inspiration to people from all walks of life? As we can see right now, people from different walks of life are just standing by the Chang'an Avenue to see this solemn and honorary moment.
Yeah, well, I think this is really seen on international stage, I think. I mean, it's not just the titles they are given, but also the ceremony treatment. I mean, it's almost like a state visit, kind of a national treatment.
It could be the highest formality of honors to any individuals, whether it's domestic or foreign.
The Chang'an Avenues, the traffic's entirely stopped, and the convoy going to the people's hall.
And police are saluting to the convoy, and of course to the recipients.
Yeah, so I think this highlights the significance of these honors and how the significance, how we pay tribute to these people who make contributions, who are entitled to these honors. I think that's an important message. And I think it's even more significant in the sense that this happens in accordance with our celebration of the national holiday, the 75th anniversary.
National Day. Yeah.
National Day, the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic. So I think this is extraordinary honors to these people. So,
Mr. Huang Zhongde again.
Right. I think they set examples for a lot of people who are working very hard to make a difference in their life and career. In dedication to
and
the
they just passed the Xinhua Gate, where inside the central leadership work.
So that's only probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes away from the
Yeah, it's very close
destination.
to the
Very
Great
close now.
Hall of the people now. Professor Wang, formality matters in an honorary and solemn occasion like this, right? What do you make of the whole formality here?
Yeah, I think, like you said, the protocols and etiquettes are extremely important to be according with this solemn occasion where the highest national honors and medals are given, and also it also speaks about the fact that these 15 persons really deserve the highest recognition for their accomplishments. And earlier you mentioned about the young children, who were standing to receive the recipients of the awards, and that reminds me of the importance of this generational effects, because the accomplishments by these national heroes really inspire the younger generation.
Square, right there. And whole Chang'an, and traveling on Chang'an Avenue and passing through Tiananmen Square and to see the Gate of Heavenly Peace, and eventually arriving at Great Hall of the People. This is all part of this important protocol that carries heavy significance, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the People's Hall is the center of the political power in China, and this is
is where the National People's Congress plenary session, annual plenary session, gathers every year, right?
They're about to arrive, I think.
Yeah, they're about to arrive at the east gate of the Great Hall of the People. Now they're entering the square in front of the Great Hall of the People, as Professor Wang just described. This could be called the heart of Chinese politics, because the highest state organ, the National People's Congress, gathers here every year. Now, children are welcoming the recipients of China's national honors. A very warm and welcoming atmosphere there. And very solemn indeed, right?
Red carpet, rolled out the red carpet.
Yeah, rolled out red carpet.
This is
protocols, right? Matters.
It's the highest level of treatment, I think.
And earlier, as we just mentioned, these people are not commonly known to the general public, but this is also an opportunity for the public to know that the daily lives we're so getting used to are actually hard earned. It's not a given, right?
Yeah, right. I might add actually a personal note. Mr. Wang Zhenyi is our family friend, actually. My father knows him very well. My father is
Oh, you're from Shanghai?
I'm from Shanghai.
Right.
He's from Beijing Hospital, yeah. My dad is a journalist, and actually he wrote reports about him quite a few decades ago.
Wow, what a story.
What a story, yeah. So I talked to my father last night when I was preparing for this, and he told me, yeah, I know this guy. So actually looking back and what he has done, it's a truly amazing achievement in curing a vicious disease, leukemia, and innovative way of doing this. So
yeah, as we're talking about this, Mr. Huang Zhongde is arriving now at the Great Hall of the People. He's a veteran soldier and a war hero, but let's remember, he was fighting for peace and fighting for the sovereignty and independence of the People's Republic at the very early stages of the People's Republic.
So what a touching scene to see him in wheelchair being helped to get into the hall. It's just amazing.
Yes.
So
now senior leaders are standing in the Great Hall of the People to welcome these awardees. You're watching live footage from the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing. Professor Wang, respecting and paying its highest respects to war heroes and those people who defend the nation, its independence and sovereignty, is quite important, not only for China, but it's common practice all around the world for any sovereignty, right?
It is. It is. If you look around the foreign governments, and almost every government has a honorary system.
As we're talking about this, Ms. Dilma Rousseff has arrived, the president of the new development bank and former Brazilian president. Yes, Professor Wang.
Yeah. So every foreign government has a similar system, and you know, especially the military officers and soldiers and guards, they deserve, you know, the highest honor because they literally sacrifice their lives for the others' safety.
And people remember from generations to generations, and his bravery, I believe, inspired many people in the early People's Republic of China, because he fought in the war against the U.S. aggression and aid Korea.
Yeah. And again,
and back then, it's very difficult times for the People's Republic, right?
Right. It was the beginning. It was after decades of civil war and the foreign aggression that we had to fight for ourselves, our safety, security again.
And when that campaign started, actually, the whole Chinese mainland was not actually fully liberated. We still got tasks in the southwestern part of Punjab and the southern parts. More recipients are arriving at Great Hall of the People, and senior Chinese leaders are welcoming them along with honor guards and, as we can see, children.
I want to resonate with Professor Wang's brilliant point about it's not just these individuals, it's actually a team of people behind them. For Mr. Huang Zhongde, for example, I'm pretty sure there are quite many people who actually like him, who have gone through all these wars, and they are indeed war heroes. I mean, they are veterans we should never forget. But you know, he's fortunately being selected to represent not just himself, but also the people who have gone through, you know, these battles that make the country stand on its ground in the Civil War, in the Korean War. I think it's very important. Young people these days probably don't know much about the Korean War. It was facing an existential threat at the time, you know, in the early 1950s, and our country stepped in and defended the socialist
Indeed. Now,
Korea.
as we can see, Ms. Tian Hua, a famous and much celebrated Chinese actress, has arrived.
I remember her movies, you know,
when we were young. I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw loads of films. More recipients are arriving at the Great Hall of the People. This is Mr. Xu Zhenchao. Xu Zhenchao is a technician. As many of the recipients...
Container technology, developed the container technologies.
Yes.
I guess today, you know, we are the world's largest trading nation.
Yeah.
We actually build and also ships the largest number of containers.
That could be your colleague, Professor
That's
Dong.
right, Mr. Li. Right.
Zhang Zhuoyan,
Yeah.
Economist, also one of the pioneering figures in economic studies when China started its reform and opening up. You can see they actually come from all walks of life. Right. A porter worker, to be honest, a technician.
I think the honorary title system is designed.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be like that, to cover a wide variety of walks of life, from science to humanities, from government to social, cultural areas. We have Mr. Zhang Xueli, the great ping pong player, and I think probably his contribution is probably more pronounced in terms of coaching the Chinese teams.
Indeed, but as we're talking about this, Mr. Zhang Jingfan is also arriving. Another figure from the academic circle, I would say.
Oh, he's a jurist.
Yeah, he's a jurist and legal educator.
Right.
Equally important as those scientists and important medical doctors and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There are also people coming from the grassroots. For example, Dr. Lu Shengmei, who dedicated her entire career, starting from her transition from Beijing to a local county, rural county in Shanxi province. She
back
stayed
then
there.
was a really remote place for her.
It is, yeah. And I can imagine it was a dramatic change of her life. But she dedicated her entire life and career to the local health sector, and she founded the first pediatric department in the county hospital. More importantly, she trained many pediatricians at the county that served the health and wellness of the women and children.
And that's Mr. Zhang Xieling, Professor Gong. You were talking about the famous tennis player.
Right. I was about to say. I was about to say that there's actually one person coming from even more remote area, the border patrolman.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's actually a Tajik ethnic, right? You may think a border patrolman is a humble profession, but that's very important. Dedicated so many years to protecting our country and make our life safe.
As we're talking about this, Mr. Zhao Zhongxian, a scientist. His academic work focuses on high temperature superconductivity. That may sound very remote to our daily lives, but let's remember this is part of the basic scientific research, but its application is so important to so many fields that closely related to our daily lives. And Dr. Lu Shengmei has arrived, just as Professor Wang mentioned. She left Beijing when she was very young and started pediatric clinic in a very remote part in northwest China. So, all the recipients attending Sunday morning's ceremony at Great Hall of the People have all arrived at this venue. They were warmly welcomed by children of the nation, and honor guards, and also senior Chinese leaders. And gentlemen, we talked about the variety of the recipients regarding their works. Professor Wang, we were talking about common people, and we were talking about this veteran border patrolman, right? Yeah. And he's a Tajik. He's from a Tajik ethnic group, and he's from Xinjiang. And patrolling the border of China is actually a family thing, as I just learned. His family has protected the border on the Pamir Plateau for 3 generations.
Right.
Over 70 years, guiding soldiers through the harsh terrain. I think for anyone who's been to Xinjiang would know how tough this work will be. And as I just heard, for border patrolmen like Mr. Baika Khalidbek, one patrol mission could easily take 1 month or even longer. And this is a family thing. It's passed on in the family from generation to generation. What kind of spirit that can carry this family so far? And let's remember, his sons are doing his work right now. Yeah.
Right. So that's truly, personal sacrifice for the security of the entire nation, and for three generations to dedicate to the same mission. This is truly memorable and deserves the national respect. And we're talking about daily working over 4,000 meters of altitude. This is extremely harsh life conditions less than, say, work conditions, and their families have been doing this for 3 generations. I wanted to point out that he is not part of the military. He is actually helping his family
He's
members.
a civilian.
Right.
Yeah, he's a civilian.
His family members are helping our military to patrol the areas because we're talking about very harsh terrain over there, and they being
super long border lines of China,
long
especially
border lines,
land borders,
strenuous pathways and all that, and their families being locals, they have better knowledge of the terrain over there, so they're actually contributing their knowledge, skills, and also efforts to the national security.
I mean, also add one of his sons actually died while heroically rescuing a child who had fallen into an ice pit. So actually, there's personal sacrifice on his part, on his family's part, to make people safe, to make the country safe. So that's a great achievement. I think the significance of this also lies with honoring ordinary people like him, doing their jobs day and night, for so many years, every day for over 30 years, that does make a difference actually. And I think that also sets a very good example for people who are working the ordinary lives, making contributions little by little, but over time, that's a huge contribution to the country.
Well, gentlemen, we'll be getting back to you on this. We continue our special coverage. The Medal of the Republic this year is also being awarded to Wang Zhengyi. His name is synonymous with medical breakthroughs. As a pioneer in leukemia treatment, his work has saved lives and transformed cancer care. We explore the journey of a doctor whose dedication and innovation changed the face of medicine in China.
Professor Wang Zhengyi, a trailblazer in medicine, will turn 100 in December. Despite his age, he continues to stay involved in the world of medical advancement.
In
1986, Wang changed the face of leukemia treatment forever. A 5-year-old girl suffering from acute promyelocytic leukemia was in critical condition, and traditional treatments were failing. Wang's team had spent 8 years developing a therapy using all-trans retinoic acid. They decided to try it, and within a week, the girl's condition dramatically improved. That year, 23 out of 24 patients treated achieved full remission. This success earned Wang the name Father of Cancer-Induced Differentiation.
所以当我第1年治疗了23个病人完全好了，我开心得不得了，因为医生不断地探索，不断地钻研嘛，科学呀。 进步就是这样子进步的。
But the journey didn't end there. Some patients relapsed, pushing Wang and his students to explore new options. Wang and his team developed a new treatment combining arsenic with another key component. Critics were quick to call it poisoning, but Wang saw its potential to be safe and effective. When the treatment showed results, skepticism faded. Wang's approach, known as the Shanghai Program, emerged as a groundbreaking leukemia therapy. Wang's work soon gained global attention. In 2015, an American patient named Bernadette wrote to thank him for saving her life. In her letter, she says, "Your efforts saved my life, and I now have 2 children. Even 1,000,000 thank yous wouldn't be enough." Despite the possibility of immense profit from the treatment, Wang chose not to patent his discovery, ensuring it remained affordable and accessible worldwide. Today, a box of the medication costs just around 300 yuan.
你首先要解决病人的问题，可以赚到这钱，或者我的免疫可以提高。我不想这个问题了，我只想病人能好。
For Wang, medicine is more than a profession. It's a lifelong commitment. The oath to treat all patients and advance science still guides him, a testament to his dedication and compassion.
One of the awardees of the Medal of the Republic is Huang Zongde. Huang joined the People's Liberation Army as a teenager, a year before the founding of the People's Republic of China. His bravery, tenacity and sacrifice are honored today.
Huang Zongde was 17 when he joined the army in 1948 during the Huaihai campaign. Huang saw action in the 1949 Yangtze River crossing campaign and helped suppress bandits in Jiangxi province. He fought in the war to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea, where he single-handedly captured 22 enemies alive. At 22, he was awarded the First-Class Merit Award and the Second-Class Combat Hero of the Chinese People's Volunteer Army. More than 70 years have passed, but the brutal scenes of war remain etched in his memory. Huang breaks down in tears when he remembers his fallen comrades.
War is a life or death struggle, and everyone knows that there is no war without sacrifice. My company commander, deputy company commander, squad leader were all sacrificed. They are the real heroes.
Huang suffers from several diseases. To this day, 3 pieces of shrapnel in his body cannot be removed. But the 93-year-old still actively shares his experiences in talks with the public, from fellow soldiers to students.
Although I was young at the time in the War of Liberation, I took 4 captives in my first battle.
Huang says as long as his health will allow, he will continue to share his stories. For him, the bloodshed by his comrades has enabled the people of China to live the past 7 decades happily in peace and progress.
Well, Professor Gong, you had a personal connection to Mr. Wang Zhenyi. Tell us more about him.
Well, I think I'm really humbled by his decision not to patent the drug, to make it affordable, not just to patients in China, but patients around the world. I mean, if you compare this kind of a behavior to the today's...
like he just said, I'm not in this to earn patients' money. Exactly. I just want them to get better.
Yeah, so this compares to the the big farm practices of patenting things, selling drugs for billions and billions of dollars. It's just such a sharp contrast in my view. I was told by my father that he actually has a team of very talented people working with him as well. One of his students is also a very, very accomplished a medical scientist in this area. So he has not just developed this very successful drug, but also has cultivated a team of people and left a legacy of scientific discovery of drugs in that direction. So I think his contribution is not just China's. It's to the entire world. I think a lot of patients, probably in the millions around the world, are thankful to him for his not only his great research drive, his great discovery, but also his generosity, his dedication to the patient community to make it affordable, to save life.
What about Mr. Huang Zongde, Professor Wang? We talked a lot about his personal endeavors as a soldier in the People's Liberation Army and went to Korea to defend China and Korea back then. But in that story we just watched, he also talked about the sacrificed. He's sacrificed fellow soldiers, and so would you say that of course, this is an individual honor to him, but this is also an honor to all that generation who sacrificed their lives to defend the young People's Republic.
Right. And like Professor Gong mentioned earlier, in the early 1950s, China was actually facing quite an adverse international situation. We were isolated, and we were just after a few decades many decades of being humiliated by foreign powers, but also civil war. So then all of a sudden we had to defend against about our national security from foreign aggression. So that was a hard choice to make, and without the sacrifices of soldiers and military officers like Mr. Huang, we were not able to come this day, actually. But I'd also like to highlight that not only during the war against the U.S. aggression and aid Korea, but also in the ensuing decades, China was also doing a lot of efforts to ensure that our national security is well maintained. It's not like we were free of the foreign aggression and international adversary. In fact, we are still facing it on a daily basis. So even this day, this minute, when we were talking, we have like millions of soldiers who are standing.
Peace is not a given. It should be guarded. Well,
it's
gentlemen,
hard one.
yes, we'll be getting back to you on this, gentlemen. And you're watching our special coverage on the National Awards ceremony here in Beijing. The awardees have just arrived at Great Hall of the People. The ceremony will start very soon. For more on that, let's cross live to our reporter Sun Ye, following this very closely. Hello, Sun Ye. The ceremony will start at 10 o'clock Beijing time Sunday morning. Tell us more. What's ahead?
Now, Pandong, this event is live streaming across many platforms right now and as we speak, and so many across the country are watching as the honorees make their way to the Golden Hall inside the Great Hall of the People. And as we said earlier, the ceremony itself is going to start at 10 o'clock. And it's seeing these honorees today, some of them in their 90s now, that people across the country get a better understanding of what it means to devote one's life to making the country a better place and its people happier. And as we watch the procession and as we watch these people go into the Golden Hall, here are some of the lessons coming from these honorees, and I'm going to share some of them with you. Zhang Jingfan, the people's educator, he is still reading and writing every day, even at the age of 94. He has not yet retired from teaching Chinese legal history. And the professor had said in an interview earlier that life at work is what is most interesting. And Zhang Xiling, a celebrated table tennis player and coach, had earlier said that the key to his life's work is always holding the country at heart while keeping a global perspective. He had said that table tennis is not a solo endeavor against a wall. Instead, it thrives on mutual assistance. And Li Zhenshen, who we covered a little bit earlier, he is receiving the Medal of Republic, and he is known for boosting China's grain production. He had this piece of advice, and I will read. One person can only achieve limited goals in a lifetime, so you must set clear and concentrated goals, choosing your life in line with the nation's lead. And we also have Lu Shengmei, the people's health worker. She had said, while reflecting on more than 60 years of being a physician and planning to stay on the post, she had said that as long as you live, you work, you serve, and do your job. And these could be the messages the honorees hope to convey to all of those also hoping to make a meaningful life. And we know that we are going to hear some of the honorees speak after the award ceremony, and then we will also be hearing from the president. Pandong.
Thank you very much. Our reporter Sun Ye in Beijing. The Friendship Medal is China's highest national honor awarded to foreign nationals. Brazil's Dilma Rousseff, president of the New Development Bank, or NDB, is this year's recipient. Rousseff's advocacy of partnership with China dates back to her term as Brazil's president in 2011. After being appointed president of NDB, she stepped up cooperation among China, Brazil, and other BRICS nations.
I feel extremely proud. It's a great honor to receive China's highest national award, the Friendship Medal. Being awarded during the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China makes it even more meaningful to me.
Dilma Rousseff was born in December 1947 in Minas Gerais, Brazil. As a politician and economist, she has placed great emphasis on practical cooperation between China and Brazil, facilitating large-scale collaborative projects in key sectors such as deep-sea oil exploration, railways construction, and electricity.
China and Brazil have achieved remarkable accomplishments. Our partnership spans across business, science, and cultural exchanges. Over the past 15 years, China has remained as Brazil's largest trading partner, and for the past 7 years, Brazil has been China's largest supplier of agricultural products.
Rousseff has actively supported China's involvement in regional forums such as the Community of Latin American and Caribbean Countries. Since taking on the role as president of the New Development Bank in 2023, her efforts have strengthened cooperation among China, Latin America, and BRICS nations. The role has given her a new perspective on China, and she reaffirms her belief in the long-term development of two of the world's largest emerging economies.
The most charming.
My aspiration has always been to further strengthen relations between China and Brazil, enhancing mutual benefits. I hold a strong belief in ensuring the long-term development of our bilateral relations.
And the awarding ceremony of China's national honors is about to start in less than 10 minutes time at 10 o'clock Sunday morning, Beijing times. And gentlemen, as we're talking about this, what you're reading into the significance of the Friendship Medal this year is awarded to Ms. Dilma Rousseff, because it looks like a two-way process, isn't it? Because earlier, both of you gentlemen have mentioned that many of the achievements or works by the recipients, Chinese nationals, are actually having a global implication. For example, the doctors' leukemia treatments, patent-free, available to all patients in the world, and China has made available of its wheat varieties and rice varieties to all the countries in need. What do you make of this two-way process, Professor Wang?
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. When we talk about the Chinese recipients, their efforts have global influence. At the same time, China benefited a lot from the international technological development, and also assistance, and also knowledge and skills. When it comes to Brazil, actually, the two countries have developed very cordial relationship. Especially in recent decades, I think the trade relations, like the episode mentioned, have escalated. And at the same time, China has bought a lot of agricultural products in the more recent years. China also invests very heavily now in Brazil, bringing Chinese know-hows to Brazil, at the same time generating new job opportunities and economic prosperity opportunities. So this is a celebration of the bilateral relations, but particularly Madame Rousseff has made a lot of contribution. During her presidency in 2014, she helped found the New Development Bank, which is a major funding agency for the BRICS community. So since then, all the BRICS countries, which by the way are growing, have and will continue to benefit from the funding of New Development Bank. So in that regard, Madame Rousseff has made quite a tremendous contribution, not just to China's, but also to the developing world's development.
Would you call this a positive feedback loop, Professor Gong? Because China has been committed to play a responsible role on the global stage, and China has been welcoming all the international cooperation, whether it's from state level, from organizational level, or from individuals.
Absolutely, sure, of course. I think what Mrs. Dilma Rousseff's contribution really lies is respect to the relationship between China and Brazil over the years. Brazil today is the fourth or the fifth largest trading partner with China. The trade between the two countries is increasing rapidly. As Professor Wang has just mentioned, we're buying a lot of agricultural products from Brazil. We're buying a lot of soybean from Brazil. And I think it's also it's also honoring her contribution to the New Development Bank. I mean, New Development Bank is
it's not only about China and Brazil.
Exactly,
it's about all the emerging economies and the global south, maybe.
Exactly. It's one of the pillars of the BRICS, in my view, right? And they're nowadays they're making loans not just to the BRIC countries. Exactly as you point out, they're actually making loans to countries in the global south. So this is a huge contribution, in my view. And also there are more than just the bank's activities within the BRICS in the financial arena. For example, recently the BRICS community has developed a alternative trade settlement system, right? To bypass the SWIFT system, the dollar not dominate the SWIFT system, and that's a huge contribution in my view. So I'm pretty sure she also has been instrumental towards developing a system like this. So I think it's absolutely. She's absolutely qualified for that. And I would say that she will remain to be a great old friend of China for many years to come.
And I'd like to follow your earlier points, Professor Wang, on peace. It's not a given, right? China is committed to peace as long as China has been honoring its war heroes. And also the scientist Wang Yongzhi, he started his career working in missile technology. But that is not for military purposes, being aggressive to other countries, right?
No. Yeah, I mean, self-defense is the necessity of every country, and not every developing country, by the way, is able to achieve this goal of self-sufficiency. I think that's what really distinguishes China's accomplishments. But again, that depends on the decades of dedication by scientists like the heroes we're honoring today, who spent their entire career dedicating to the scientific discovery. And sometimes, when we talk about key critical technologies, especially involved with military, and you have no choice but to be self-sufficient, and because foreign powers will never truly are internationally cooperative. So China, on that regard, benefits from individuals like these people.
And going to one of the major achievements by Mr. Wang Yongzhi, that is he was the pioneer in China's manned space program. Tell us more about China's manned space program, the whole China space program. It's also for peace, right? And it's also for the whole humanity, right?
There are only 3 countries that have sent men to outer space, and China is one of them. And that's an outstanding achievement. And also, as you said, it's not just for China. I mean, China is a major sponsor of our own space station program, where other astronauts can also visit. I mean, this is definitely a international cooperative program, and in this regard, it's his contribution is cannot be overemphasized. I also want to mention Mr. Wang Xiaomo,
a radar expert.
He's a radar expert, right? In this field used to be lagging for China for many years, and now we're actually rapidly catching up. The radar system installed on jet fighters, for example, is really state-of-the-art technologies. So I think it's the technologies related to defense, related to national security, are critically important, and we honor these people who make extraordinary contributions in these fields, and they really make a difference, right? They really make a difference.
Indeed, and talking about being an inspiration to the whole nation and its people, both you gentlemen have noticed that quite some of the recipients are in the science and technological field. What's the implication here to the country regarding its future development, Professor Wang?
Yeah, I think there is definitely an implication over here that science and technology is extremely important. This is not to say other fields are not important, but scientific development is pretty much at the foundation of everything here, especially today when the technological computation has been very closely related with geopolitical computation. So science and technology has become ever more important. So scientists, but not only the scientific discovery by themselves, but also the training they have been offering to their students and the next generation of young professionals and researchers. I think that's equally, if not more important, in the sense that we need to carry forward this mission of being dedicated to scientific foundational development and discovery and technological advancements across generations.
And also we've seen health workers, doctors, educators are awarded the national honors at this time. Would you say this is also a clue to tell people that actually the central leadership pays much attention to people's well-being from physical to spiritual levels?
Oh, I mean, there are heroes in every walk of life, and we want to provide a balanced set of awards to extraordinary achievements in different fields, and certainly this time we see a diverse set of awardees, this is what shows the progress of our society. It's not just the cutting edge stuff in defense related things. It's all walks of life. It's all areas. This shows the progress in China's the cultural achievement, in medical achievement, healthcare achievement, in education, in various fields. So I think they're all very important, these people really qualify for them, it's a great honor to be participating in this program, to witness ourselves the extraordinary event. Right. I guess President Xi's going to give a speech next time, and we're all looking forward to his words about this.
Yeah, talking about the significance for this nation going forward, we know China is on the road to achieve Chinese modernization. How important are dedication, diligence, and professionalism in this regard?
Yeah, I think all the fields where the awardees come from.
Well, gentlemen, let's cross live to the Great Hall of the People. This is Golden Hall in the Great Hall of the People, where the awarding ceremony of China's national honors is taking place. Chinese President Xi Jinping is expected to deliver a speech. You're watching live footage from the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing. This is the Golden Hall, where the awarding ceremony of China's national honors is taking place. And about 20 minutes ago, the recipients of this year's national honors have arrived at Great Hall of the People, and this solemn ceremony, awarding ceremony, is about to start, and President Xi Jinping will bestow honors on 15 individuals for their valuable contributions to China. And President Xi Jinping is also expected to deliver a speech. Now, the three awards are the Medal of the Republic, the Friendship Medal, and national honorary titles. And the Medal of the Republic honors outstanding individuals who have made great contributions to building of socialism with Chinese characteristics and defending the country. And Friendship Medal, the highest state honor for foreigners, is presented to those who have made outstanding contributions to China's modernization drive, and the national honorary titles are granted to individuals who have made great contributions in their respective fields. And the awarding ceremony is about to start.
请全体起立。
Please all rise.
让我们用热烈的掌声
Let
欢
us
迎
give a
中
round
共
of
中央
applause
总书
to
记、
welcome
中华人民共和国主席、
General
中
Secretary
央
of the
军委主
CPC
席
Central Committee,
习近
President
平
of
同
the
志
People's Republic of
和
China,
国
and
家
the
勋
Chairman
章、
of the
国
Central
家
Military
荣誉
Commission
称号
Comrade
获
Xi
得者
Jinping,
入
and the
场。
honorees of national medals and national honorary titles to enter the hall.
请坐下。
Please be seated.
中华人民共和国国家勋章
The presentation ceremony for national medals and national honorary titles of the People's Republic of China now begins. Please allow me to invite member of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau and a member of the Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, Director of the Office of the Awards and the Honors Committee, Comrade Cai Qi, to moderate the ceremony. Comrades and friends, distinguished guests, today we are gathered here for the grand presentation ceremony for the national medals and the national honorary titles of the People's Republic of China. Present at today's ceremony, we have General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, President of the People's Republic of China and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Comrade Xi Jinping. And members of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee, Comrade Li Qiang, Zhao Leji, Wang Huning, Ding Xuexiang, and Li Xi, and Vice President of the People's Republic of China, Comrade Han Zheng. Our ceremony also is attended by other party and state leaders who are currently in Beijing, members of the Central Military Commission, leaders of the Central Party Government and Military Department and the People's Organization, leaders of the Beijing Municipality, honorees of the national medals and the national honorary titles, and the representatives of their families and employers, and the diplomatic, also the previous honorees, and the diplomatic envoys to China. Please all rise for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Please be seated. Now, the presidential decree on the awarding of the national medals and national honorary titles will be read. Decree of the President of the People's Republic of China number 32. On the occasion of celebration of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, to honor the role models who have made outstanding contributions to the development of New China and promote the national spirit and the ethos of the age. The following persons are awarded national medals or national honorary titles in accordance with the decision of the 11th meeting of the Standing Committee of the 14th National People's Congress. First, Wang Yongzhi, Wang Zhenyi, Li Zhensheng, Huang Zongde are awarded the Medal of the People's Republic.
Second, Dilma Rousseff is awarded the Friendship Medal. Third, Wang Xiaomo, Zhao Zhongxian awarded the national honorary title of the People's Scientist. Baika Kylie Dibek is awarded the title of a People's Guard. Tian Hua is awarded the title of a People's Artist. Xu Zhenchao is awarded the title of a People's Craftsman. Zhang Jinfan and Wang Dalian are awarded the title of People's Educator. Lu Shengmei is awarded the title of a People's Health Worker. Zhang Zhuoyuan is awarded the title of Outstanding Contributor to Economic Research. Zhang Xielin is awarded the title of Outstanding Contributor to Sports. Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, September 13, 2024. Now, the Guards of Honor will escort the national medals and the medals of the national honorary titles into the venue. General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, President of the People's Republic of China, the Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Comrade Xi Jinping, will now present the medals to the honorees of the national medals and national honorary titles. The medals of the People's Republic are awarded to the following honorees.
Huang Zongde. 17 岁入伍，投身革命，在渡江战役、江西剿匪、抗美援朝战争中冲锋在前，屡立战功，为保家卫国浴血奋战，是英勇顽强、不怕牺牲的战斗英雄。 Now we present the Friendship Medal. Dilma Rousseff. She is the former president of Brazil and also president of the New Development Bank, and also has made great contribution for the relationship between China and Brazil and made contribution for BRICS cooperation platform. Now we present the national honorary titles. Baika Kalidibek, so he's considered as the people's guardian. For 3 generations of his family, has guarded the border at the Pamir Plateau. In the past 3 decades, he has been guided the team in the restricted zone for life, covering over 30,000 kilometers. He is the living map for the patrol team. Comrade Tianhua is considered as the people's artist. She has successfully sculpted the several characters, for example, the white-haired girl. So all of these typical images are well known for the public. She has made a lot of contribution in the art industry in China. Comrade Xi Jinping, people's craftsman. He exercised the craftsmanship and is a very outstanding example. He always made good use of the technology and also refreshing records for the container handling. And also he created the Zhenchao efficiency. Comrade Zhang Zhuoyuan is awarded as the outstanding contributor in economic research. He has been doing a lot of research on the market economy, explored the characteristics and laws of the socialist market economy, and achieved a number of achievements. Also made great contribution for the study of the economic laws and theories. Comrade Zhang Jinfan, people's educator. He's the main founder of the discipline of the Chinese legal history in the New China. His research results have laid the theoretical foundation and structural paradigm of the discipline, and also made great contributions to the legal education and personnel training in China. Comrade Zhang Xilin, outstanding contributor in sports. On behalf of the Chinese team, he won gold medals of men's doubles and mixed doubles at the World Table Tennis Championship, and also he led the Chinese women's table tennis team to win the gold medals in 10 World Table Tennis Championships, make great contributions to sports in China. Comrade Zhao Zhongxian, people scientist. He's done a lot of research on the high temperature superconductivity, the researcher and also the promoter and the practitioner, and also made great contribution for China to be part of the team for the high temperature superconductivity and also enjoy a high reputation in the world. Comrade Lu Shengmei, people's medical worker. She stayed committed to go to the toughest place in the motherland. He is rooted in the grassroots and also served the people in the most poorest regions. And also he made a lot of dedication for the people.
Please all rise. And join me in the warm round of applause to pay tribute to all the honorees of the national medals and the national honorary titles. Young pioneers will now present flowers to the honorees. Please be seated. Now let us invite Comrade Huang Zongde, honorary of the Medal of the People's Republic, to speak. General Secretary Xi Jinping, distinguished leaders, comrades. I am Huang Zongde, a war veteran. To receive the Medal of the People's Republic from General Secretary Xi Jinping is a real honor, not just for me, but for everyone of the Army. On behalf of the 14 honoraries of the Medal of the People's Republic and the national honorary titles, I wish to thank the party and country for the recognition and encouragement, and thank you very much for the country for their support and trust. I was born in the old society when the country was in danger and the nation was in peril. Under the leadership of the party, many young men like me, we participated and joined the army and fought bravely, defend the country to the death. This is the responsibility of my generation, but I believe that also every Chinese, every member of the party, that's our aspiration and mission. Tens of thousands of heroes sacrificed their precious lives for national independence, the liberation of the people, and the prosperity of the country. They are the true heroes. I believe the honorary also should give credit to all of them. The armed military created by the party and the army should be loyal to the country. Without the party, the state, and the people, there will be nothing we have. I have personally experienced the development and the growth of the People's Army in the test of blood and fire, and witnessed the Republic's progress from poverty and backwardness to prosperity and strength. And right now, we are building a great country and moving toward national rejuvenation on all fronts through Chinese modernization. I'm very proud that I am on this journey and be one of the people participating in this whole cause. As long as the party and the country need us, we will unswervingly dedicate everything and resolutely complete the task assigned by the party and the people. At last, may the great country prosperity, may the great people be happy, and may the heroic People's Army continue to achieve new and greater victories. Thank you. Now let us invite Madame Dilma Rousseff, honorary of the Friendship Medal, to speak.
His Excellency President Xi Jinping, government officials of the People's Republic of China, distinguished guests, dear friends, it is my great honor to receive the Friendship Medal from the People's Republic of China. This medal shows the great friendship and cooperation ties between our two countries. I would like to extend my gratitude to the trust from the Chinese government to the President Xi Jinping and Chinese people. I want to say a big thank you for giving me such honor. In the past 4 decades, China has achieved astonishing achievements in terms of the reform in economy, science-tech innovation, and extraordinary social building. This makes China become a rising strong nation in the world. China become the beacon of hope and also give inspiration to the world. China stayed committed to reform and opening up. It also leads millions of people out of poverty and also inject impetus to the global growth and stability of the world. I would like to congratulate President Xi Jinping. You proposed the Committee of Shared Future for Mankind to promote the common prosperity for human beings to people from different continents. This is the highest goal for all of them and also quite inspiring for them. President Xi, you have made a lot of efforts in terms of the climate change, promote inclusive development, and safeguard the peace and stability. This also shows that you are a great politician and also a great insight for the future. You also proposed the Belt and Road Initiative and open a new path for a mutually beneficial cooperation in the world. For the 3 global initiatives, including the Global Initiative on Development, Safety and Civilization, once again shows that China has been dedicated to solve international issues as a responsible partner. So right now, the world is fragmented and full of confrontation. It is quite encouraging to see that with the leadership of President Xi, China has gradually established an international order that is more united and harmonious. I was the former president of the Federal Republic of Brazil. I used to work with many leaders. I think for President Xi Jinping, he has played a key role in promoting the international relations and also a strong upholder for the multilateralism. Your leadership has played an important role in promoting global governance, handle the global challenge, and also important to establish the international order that's fair and just. It is very proud for me. In 2014, in Brazil, I, together with you, we together announced to establish the new development bank. So this is the bank under the BRICS framework. Today, I received the friendship medal. I would like to reiterate that I will continue to work to strengthen the cooperation between China and Brazil. China and Brazil, we are friends and also partners. We have the shared common interest in promoting the global peace, stability, and prosperity. I will do everything I can to strengthen our cooperation in development, trade, investment, education, and culture. Lastly, once again, I would like to show my gratitude to President Xi Jinping and Chinese government. For this medal, I feel very honored to receive it. As part of the cooperation partners, I feel very proud of it. I will continue to strengthen our ties. I will continue to strengthen the ties between the two countries. We are friends. Thank you. Now I would like to invite the General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, President of the People's Republic of China, Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Comrade Xi Jinping, to deliver an important speech.
Comrades, friends, on the occasion of celebrating the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, we are having this grand ceremony to award the country's highest honors to a group of outstanding Chinese who have done exceptional service to their country, and to foreign friends who have made outstanding contribution to the exchanges and cooperation between China and the rest of the world. At the outset, on behalf of the CPC Central Committee, the National People's Congress, the State Council, and the Central Military Commission, I would like to extend our warmest congratulations and pay highest tributes to the Chinese heroes and role models who are to be awarded the medals of the People's Republic and national honorary titles, and to foreign friends who are to be awarded the friendship medals. "75 years on, the Communist Party of China has led the Chinese people of all ethnic groups to accomplish two miracles, which are rapid economic development and long-term social stability. Earth-shaking changes have taken place in this great motherland, and the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation has entered an irreversible course. In this magnificent process of development, a number of heroes and role models have emerged on all fronts. The comrades honored today are outstanding representatives of that. Their achievements and contribution will go down the history of the People's Republic. The defining traits of loyalty, conviction, and modesty shared by all of them should be emulated by people of all ethnic groups. The present consists a crucial period for our endeavor to build a great country and move toward national rejuvenation on all fronts through Chinese modernization. The whole party and the people of all ethnic groups in China should follow the example of heroes and role models and forge ahead in unity and pull the mighty force to build a strong nation. We should bear in mind the ambition of making the country greater. We should set our goal of making a strong and prosperous country and take people's aspiration for a better life as our aspiration. Be loyal to the country and love the country, and also integrate the personal development goal into the greater development of the nation, and realize your personal value and show your charm in doing your duty for the country and serving the people. We should hone the skills to strengthen the country. We should meet the new requirements of the times and learn new knowledge and master new techniques and real skills. Do what you do and love what you do. Dive into what you do and become a master of what you do. To be dedicated, diligent and strive for excellence, and also become an expert on doing business, entrepreneurship, and industries.
We must stay committed in building China into a strong nation. We should take the initiative to seize the times of history, shoulder historical responsibility as the master of the times, forge ahead while coping with difficulties in pursuit of excellence, and also to create extraordinary achievements in ordinary positions. We shall make continuous progress in solving development problems, overcoming reform difficulties, and maintaining social harmony and stability. The great era calls for heroes and make heroes. With heroes and models, the cause of the party and the people will be prosperous and enduring. Party committees and governments at all levels shall care for heroes and models, and encourage the whole society to respect heroes, learn from heroes, and strive to be heroes. I hope honorees will cherish the honor, make persistent efforts, and strive for greater glory. Comrades, friends, 75 years on, there have been many old friends and good friends in the world who share the same interests with the Chinese people. Today, the recipient of the Friendship Medal, Ms. Dilma Rousseff, is an outstanding representative. Chinese people will never forget those international friends who have made outstanding contribution to China's development and those who have strengthened their ties with Chinese people. Chinese people are willing to join hands with the people around the world to safeguard world peace, promote common development, promote the building of a community with a shared future for mankind, and create a better future for mankind. Comrades, friends, we need to draw a new landscape together and create a new history together. Let us aim the target, stay united, forge ahead, and jointly write a brilliant new chapter of the People's Republic. Thank you.
The presentation ceremony is now concluded. Please join me in a warm round of applause as General Secretary Xi Jinping, other Chinese leaders and honorees leave for a group photo.
That was the awarding ceremony of China's national honors at the Great Hall of the People. Chinese President Xi Jinping bestowed honors on the individuals who made valuable contributions to the country and delivered a keynote speech. The recipient of the Medal of the Republic, Huang Zhongde, and the recipient of the Friendship Medal, Dilma Rousseff, also delivered speeches. Now, for more insight, let's talk to our studio guests. Gentlemen, let's start with President Xi Jinping's keynote speech at this solemn and moving occasion at Great Hall of the People. He encouraged the people from all walks of life to realize their personal values in their service to the nation, and also encouraged everyone to learn new knowledge and master new skills and love what you do. What do you make of these remarks at this occasion as an inspiration to the whole nation, Professor Wang?
Yeah, I think President Xi raised a couple of very important points at this solemn occasion of celebrating the accomplishments by the national heroes and the awardees. And one thing I think that really struck me is that he talks about the relationship between personal values and national values, and this is a issue that's common across regions, but also very unique to the Chinese value system, where personal interests or individual interests are never separated from the collectivist and group and national interests. So only can the national interest can only be brought up only when the individuals are all working together and contributing their shares and parts. So on that regard, I think President Xi raises an important point to encourage everyone to develop their skills, but also to pay attention to their work ethics. That is, everybody is not just working on an individual basis, but actually by putting together our resources and energy, we are creating a better future, not just for China, but also for the humanity.
And having said that, can we say that from the contributions and the outstanding works of the individuals, and from President Xi Jinping's words, the individual and the collective can be in perfect harmony, at least in this Chinese context?
Exactly. And in this process, I think President Xi also mentioned a point of respecting what the heroes have been doing for us, and at the same time, trying our best to become heroes. I think this is not just a lofty goal. This is a goal that everybody, can achieve on a daily basis from bits and pieces. Not everybody can become a national hero, but we can all become a hero for our own, for our family, for our institutes, or for our society. So on that regard, I think this is very inspiring from the speech by President Xi Jinping, but also very inspiring from all the accomplishments from the national heroes.
And also in President Xi Jinping's keynote speech, of course, he talked about the occasion itself, coming just ahead of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic. But he also brings the whole context to a little bit forward-looking. He talked about China now is at a critical stage of realizing Chinese modernization. Now, in this context, how important are the nation's respect and honors to these heroes and role models?
Well, my first impression is that actually, I think it's a quite personal speech. I mean, President Xi talked about concrete things and personal things related to these heroes. Second, I think very importantly, he mentions patriotism explicitly, and I think he builds the connection between an individual achievement, individual contribution to the cause of the whole nation, in terms of
responding to people's voices, as he mentioned too.
Right. I think that's essentially a form of patriotism, as he was describing it. And I think he's making this connection between personal achievements with the nation building, with the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. I think it's actually a quite significant statement, and elevates the importance of these contributions and the importance of how and why we should pay tributes to these heroes. And also I think his talk about Mr. Rousseff is also quite interesting to me. I think he mentions that
we'll be talking about her speech very soon. But since you paid so much attention to details, so how about we start with one detail. At the start of this awarding ceremony, actually, President Xi Jinping walked into the venue together with all the recipients of China's national honors. He's among them. He walked together into the venue with them, not like the common formality, all the attendees will be there, and eventually the leaders will walk in.
With some some people in that crowd, they actually did a little bit of a chat with some of the people, I think. Right?
Yes.
So it's actually quite personal to him, and I think this is his style. President Xi has a style like that, to be very close to the people, being very personal to the people, I think it's actually a very moving scene to me to see that people. I counted 3 people in wheelchairs, right? Move onto the stage, and he's taking photographs with them, and clearly.
And they all insisted to stand up when the moment
Exactly,
came, right?
exactly, yeah. So this is really a moving scene that people standing beside him and take photographs together. It's a touching scene, really. It's a touching scene to me.
Still fixing on President Xi Jinping's speech, he also talked following up on that discussion on Chinese modernization, and President Zhang Gong just mentioned the importance of patriotism. So what role can this play in Chinese modernization? Because we talked a lot about specific goals in specific areas, but on the spiritual level, if you will, how important is patriotism and paying respects to the role models?
Right. It is uniquely important, let me say this, because China is one of the developing nations that still needs to catch up with the developed countries, and China has a very unique Chinese dream, which is to rejuvenate the Chinese nation, to make China one of the strongest nations in all respects. So China is a mission-oriented nation, and in order to achieve that mission, however, it needs the collective resources and energy from all the individuals. And in that regard, I think heroes and their roles and their models are very important in inspiring everybody to truly be into this mission together, and because only by doing so can we make it happen.
Right, and into an international context, at the end of President Xi Jinping's speech, he called on friends all around the world to maintain world peace, to promote common development, and eventually to realize a community with a shared future for humanity. And this leads us directly to Ms. Dilma Rousseff's speech. She also praised President Xi Jinping's leadership and described the importance of the 3 global initiatives proposed by China, right, Professor?
Yeah, I think Mrs. Rousseff spent quite a bit of time really expressing thanks to President Xi. But I think one thing in her speech strikes me. She did mention a new international order that is just. That's what she said, and certainly China and Brazil played a very important role in contributing to that cause. So I think this is something very, very significant in that I think a lot of people in the West are paying attention to this. They're probably also watching, but this is a unabashedly resounding statement from Mrs. Rousseff that developing countries, leading developing countries like China and Brazil, are really rising up to the challenge and expressing their voices and trying to contributing to the international order that is just. I think that's very important. Clearly, she's implying that the current international order is not just. So I think in that regard, her speech carries a lot of weight, and really congratulations to her for winning that honor.
Right, Professor Wang, remind us again the essence of a multipolar world and true essence of a community with a shared future for mankind. It's really not about them and us, right? Or who dominates whom, right?
Well, that's a good point. I think there are 2 things. One is diversity, and the other is zero-sum game. We don't want zero-sum game. Now, I win, you lose, or you win, I lose. What we want is diversity. So that's why China has been calling for the democratization of international relations, where there is just not one voice, one model. Rather, we can all have our liberty of choosing the best models that suit our own national conditions and realities. And I think if you hear Madame Rousseff's speech, and instead of recalling her own achievements, she actually talked a lot about China's initiatives, the 3 major initiatives that China has rolled out in order to call for the democratization of international relations. So in that regard, I think Brazil and other developing countries share China's value in just that, we need to have a more just and better international order that respects individual voices and national conditions of countries.
Thank you very much, Professor Wang Xingzong and Professor Zhang Gong there. And that's it for this special coverage on the awarding ceremony of China's national honors. I'm Pan Deng in Beijing. Stay tuned with CGTN.